Are you tired of constantly getting flat tires on all your cycling adventures?
I'm gonna be impressed if this works.
Are you looking for a solution to help improve puncture protection and improve riding performance? If so, then you may want to look at Road Tubeless tires and give them a try. For those of you that may be unfamiliar, Road Tubeless technology allows riders to run their bike without inner tubes. Instead, the tire itself forms an airtight seal with the rim, creating a more secure system that's less prone to punctures. Road Tubeless tires feature a unique bead on the tire profile that creates an airtight seal within that rim. And if you've ever tried to install a tubeless tire, you will notice it is a much tighter fit than a standard tubed tire. Inside the tire, you also swap out that inner tube for a latex-based sealant that is supposed to seal small punctures as they happen when you're riding. This should eliminate most flats while you're going, and you won't even notice. One of the big things with Road Tubeless is it allows riders to then tackle different varying terrain on the same bike, thus underbiking. One of the main things I love to do out on the road is go off-road. Now, tubeless does not make the tire indestructible.
Ooh, oh.
So, one of the biggest concerns that many people have with tubeless is how to actually fix a flat should one happen out on the road. Because, inevitably, tubeless will not seal every single puncture that you get. It works fantastic for smaller punctures, but when it comes to larger ones, the best thing to do is actually to pair with a tubeless plug tool. Some work much better than others, but we're going to go ahead and show you guys with the Dynaplug, which is actually one of the simplest and easiest tools to use. Tubeless plug tools like the Dynaplug are what really makes tubeless technology on the road viable. It allows you to fix flats without having to remove the tire. However, I will say this first, we do still recommend that you take along a standard flat kit so that if you do have a bad enough tear in the tire, you can also throw a tube in and run it tubed. But we're gonna take you outside and show you how the Dynaplug works.
Oh, look at that, got some tacks in the tire. Guess it's time to plug them up. When it comes to using the Dynaplug, there are a few tips that can help make the process easier. First thing, whenever you see that you do have something lodged in your tire like this, you want to go ahead and have your Dynaplug ready whenever you pull out the object. Before you actually insert it into the tire, you want to make sure that this little soft tip up here is not connected to the tube so that it is easily lodged in the tire. A good way to do that is simply roll it in your fingers, then you can insert it back in that tube, and then it will stay in the tire whenever you pull it out. So now we're going to go ahead and pull out the object from the tire. You can see right here, we'll go ahead and just pull out this little tack.
There you go.
You can hear the air escaping. You want to push this into where the hole is. Once you pull it out, you will see that stays lodged in the tire. And then you can spin it to the bottom. You can see sealant is starting to fill up the crevices around the plug. So it's going to be a permanent sort of seal on the tire.
It is worth mentioning that these tubeless plugs like Dynaplug are not made to be a permanent fix. And while I'll admit I do run them for a very long period of time once I put one in my tire, it is best that you go in and do a proper patch job on the inside of your tire to properly advance the lifetime of that tire. Now, tubeless tires and tubeless plug tools do go hand in hand. They're really what makes the entire system function properly. So if you are considering giving Road Tubeless a try, I do highly recommend that you go over and pick up any sort of tubeless plug tool to aid in your tubeless journey. It will make everything so much more seamless so that you can have the best experience out on the road. Now, I do want to mention that as good as road tubeless can be, it is not designed quite for everyone. There are a few things that you should consider before you go road tubeless, and we're going to cover them right now. First, if you're someone who really likes to get into the nitty-gritty of your equipment, and you find yourself constantly switching out tires for different brands, different widths, different compounds, then tubeless may not be the best option for you. As good as the performance is, it does take a little while to set up. So if you're constantly swapping tires around, it could be much simpler just to stick with the tube route. And second, if you're someone who only rides on occasion or is not great about keeping up on maintenance, then it may not be for you either. Road tubeless only works if you still have that sealant within your tire to seal up the punctures should they happen. Now, there's a few things here. This sealant will slowly get used up as you have minor punctures, and it also does evaporate shortly over time. So with this, do make sure to check your tires periodically to make sure that they are topped off with sealant so that they can seal a puncture should one occur. Ultimately, the decision to switch over to road tubeless is your own personal choice. I do recommend you analyze your riding terrain, your style, and maybe talk to some people in your local community before you do decide to make the switch. Thank you for watching and learning about road tubeless technology paired with tubeless tire plugs. If you found something interesting or enjoyed the video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up down below so that more people can enjoy it just as you did. And don't forget, go ahead and follow along and subscribe to the channel for more cycling tips, product reviews, and adventures. Also, feel free to leave us a comment down below if you have any questions or comments on what you would like to see in future videos. Now go on out and have your best ride yet.